Hello everybody, my name is Benji, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program, where I finally took the time to go into the keybind menu and rebind my key that hides the UI, because it wasn't working. And I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working, and I tried it, it was F11, and it wasn't working no matter what I did. So I just rebound it. And here we are. Now I can take better screenshots for the videos and all of that wonderfulness for you wonderful people. But last time we finished up our Strange Matter build here, as well as our Warper production down here, which allows us, let me return the UI, which allows us to actually be gathering materials from other planets, other star systems, including spiniform stalagmite crystals and optical grating crystals, which I have currently set to do, because we're going to be working on blue chips today. Next time will probably be the actual green science build, but today is going to be all about blue chips, because I've talked about it a lot, but blue chips, the quantum chips, require plane filters, which require titanium glass and these pink Casimir crystals, which I'm going to be using the optical grating crystals alternate recipe in order to actually do that. And we'll be doing that toward the end of the episode because it's really complicated. For now, though, we're going to start with the titanium glass. Now, in order to do green science at a rate of 3 green science cubes per minute, which is what I'm going to shoot for, we need 1.5 blue chips per minute, because of the fact that 1 blue chip is equal to 2 green science cubes. So I only need 1.5 of these, or well, per second, I guess, for this game it would be per second. Regardless, 1.5 units, we'll even call it. I'm going to double that and go to 3, because these are used in a lot of advanced buildings. They're used in the Dyson Swarm components, and they're used in a lot of advanced building materials. So, we're going to make 3 of them per second, 3 units, perhaps you want to call it. And in order to do that, I've already run down the calculations, and I'll actually even pull it up here for you. Oh, that's the wrong screen. There. This is my Google Sheet. I have Google Sheets for a lot of things, including the science. I have one for every single science, and I have a bunch for oil as well. If anybody wants these, I can share these through my Google Drive as well. However, for now, I'm not going to bother going through the trouble until somebody actually wants that to be done. But the gold chips we already have. We need 6 units. I'll just keep calling it units. We need 6 units of gold chips in order to get 3 units of blue chips. Well, we already have 12 gold chips, so we're fine in this regard. Gold chips are checked off. The fancy blue glass is the plane filter. I have my own names for all of these, which is another reason why I'm not sharing them, because I have my own names and I don't want to go through and rename everything unless somebody really wants that. So the fancy blue glass is the plane filter. As you can see, we need 6 of the optical grating crystals and 12 of the titanium glass. The titanium glass is going to be the easy part. It's just going to be glass, titanium, and water. Glass, we just need to place down another glass blueprint and possibly harvest some more stone, and we'll be fine in that regard. Titanium, we're already fine in that regard, and I'll be buffing my titanium production systems once we unlock a couple of things with the green science. And water is super trivial to get large amounts of water. We'll just need to do a blueprint for the titanium glass itself with these 30 machines in order to get 12 titanium glass units. The pink crystals is the optical grating crystal, or the Casimir crystals, which use the optical grating crystals, graphene, and hydrogen. And through the use of the fire ice recipe, I actually get some hydrogen. So I'm going to be trying to figure out a way that I can have all of this and then still use the hydrogen from here in this system. because the 12 graphene means that I'm getting, I think, 6 units of hydrogen, and then that's a lot more hydrogen. So I don't want the system to back up, and we'll try to get this to work. That'll be a little later. First things first is titanium glass. So let me go on ahead and switch back to the game. And we've switched back. And we need to find a space where we can have 30 machines. But first, I'm actually going to go down here to the smelting columns. We're going to go on ahead and cover this little gap up with our foundations. And then we'll actually get rid of both of these for now. And I already have a blueprint for this, but I don't want to open up the blueprint book just to do that. So we'll just do that for now. And then, yeah, see, that would have collided. So we're going to do that. Grab our upgrade planner, uncheck facilities, and uncheck belts, and then grab our grid. That way we upgrade all of these to Mark II inserters. And that'll get us another 12 glass per second, because as we can see here, it takes 2 seconds per machine to make 1 glass. So this row would be 3, 6, 9, and 12. We already had another 12, but that's already being used for something else. And then we'll just slap in our machines, our drones. We'll have the stone here in no time because of our drone speed. Yep, here comes the stone from all corners of the planet, actually. That's crazy to see. I love watching these drones just go. It's gotta be one of my favorite things. Oh, I also started displaying the FPS in the top left corner. And there we have 12 more glass per second. Wonderful. So that's the glass portion taken care of. Now let's take a look at space and see where we have the space to fit an array of 30 machines making this titanium glass. And in all honesty, I think that space is going to be right here next to everything. So let's go on ahead and start designing this. Because of the fact that water... Ooh, there's some oil here, actually. Can I just straight up mine oil? No, I can't. I was gonna say, that would be broken in the early game. Because of the fact that the oil is there, I don't know if we should actually do this here now. Let's look around some more and see. There's this area up here, but I know it's on a fault line, or damn near close to a fault line, so I'm less enthused about doing that, in all honesty. We could do down here by the oil rigs, actually. That's not a bad idea in the slightest. Because here, yeah, we've got plenty of space before a fault divide. Alright, so let's do it here. And because of the fact that one of the inputs is water, and we have water right here, I am not going to make this blueprint with water in mind. If you wanted to make this blueprint with water in mind, you could simply replace this with an interstellar logic hub and have water as an extra one of your imports, and then just set up water somewhere else. And I may have to adapt this later on for that exact purpose, but for now I don't need to do that, so I'm not going to do that, if that makes sense. There's no need for me to have extra drones running around when I could just have this here and then grab the water and just input it into the system. So let's see how we're gonna break up 30 of these guys. We could just do lines because it's all an input of 12, which would mean 6 on either side. So I could straight up just do 15 straight across like this. The other option would be to take it to 10 and do 3 rows, but then that wouldn't be symmetrical. And then the other option, it still wouldn't be symmetrical, actually. I was gonna say have, like, 30 divided by 4 would be 7.5. So you could have, like, 8, 8, 7, 7 with the hub in the middle, but then that still wouldn't be symmetrical. So yeah, I guess the 15 is our best bet for this. So let's go on ahead and do the 15. And then I'll just set up all the belts. You guys have seen this a billion times. I'm literally just going to set up the belts, drag it back in, and do all of the inputs and outputs and stuff. The only thing that'll be different is the water, and I'll showcase that afterwards. So I will be back momentarily. And just like that, we have titanium glass fully implemented. We have our 12 per second water being harvested over here, and of course all of the other resources are just coming in as regarded. The water comes in and then loops around, while everything else just comes out in the normal style, and then it all just goes straight back in to the actual machine here. I am going to bump that down. I left it all the way up in the supply for the blueprint. And then next up is the pink crystals. So for the pink crystals, I would like to do this off-planet, on a different planet. Specifically, I want to do it on Assad Australis 2, because of the fact that there's a lot of extra building space up there. But mainly, what I want from Assad Australis 2 is localized graphite production, or graphene production, because we need graphene for this recipe, as well as needing the pink crystals for the recipe, the optical grating crystals for the recipe. And just due to the sheer size of the machines for this, like, we need 24 machines. And if I remember properly, it's just made in one of these things. Yeah, it's just made in this. And we need 24, so 2 rows of 12. So it's less space than this is. But with the addition of the input of hydrogen, it's gonna end up being massive. And I don't really want to deal with that with the limited space that I have left here. So what I think I'm going to end up doing is just taking one of these, obviously not this one. Maybe I'll do this one, and have it be the Casimir crystal input. I think that's not a bad idea. Local supply, remote demand, go on ahead and get it completely and entirely set up. Looks like all of our logic vessels right now are out on delivery. Oh no, why does it say 0 out of 10? Oh, it doesn't, I'm just blind. It says 8 out of 10. My bad. I was really concerned there for a second. So one of these is locally supplying and remote supplying the warpers. So since this one is remote supplying the warpers, I can send warpers to the other planet, Assad Australis 2, and we can set up the Casimir crystal production on location. And we only need 12 graphene for this, for the pink crystals. So let's take a look at my graphene Mark II setup here. 24 graphene out. So this is more graphene than we need. We can actually cut the blueprint in half once we get up there, and then we can repurpose part of the logic vessel once we get there for the optical grating crystal inflow. like the inflow of the throughput. Also, while I'm flying between planets, I did realize I had forgotten to talk about my choice of research. So let me open up the research tree here. First of all, obviously we went for veins, vein optimization. Then we actually went for the spotlight mining technology, because the advanced mining machine is quite possibly one of the best things I've ever been able to invest in. So we're 100 million% going to be investing in that. There's no doubt in my mind. And then everything else is just like the maximum core energy, the maximum charge rate, inventory capacity, build speed, and then the universe exploration. And that'll all be post-green science production being completed. So let's get rid of you. And let's grab my Graphene Mark II blueprint here. And then I can go on ahead and put it... Can I put it there? I can put it there. Alright, and then I'm gonna want to just get rid of this entire second row here. And this will take care of it. Because that alternate recipe is 1 every second, 12 machines means 12 per second. Which means we can also get rid of that, and we can just do this instead. What? What's the problem? I didn't restock on belts. That's a rookie mistake. So I'm gonna have to go back to the planet. I'm gonna have to go back home and fix that little bit of a problem. My bad. Alright, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that now. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, that is done. I grabbed the belts. So the next thing that we're gonna go on ahead and do is set this up to request warpers. So remote demand. And then obviously that'll take a minute to come in. And then we're gonna set it to the optical grating crystal. Actually, we'll not do that, because I have an idea. Once the fire ice is supplied to this location, then what is going to happen is we're going to have graphene production and hydrogen production. However, if the hydrogen production doesn't go over top of this, if I set this to remote demand, then if this doesn't go below this capacity, rather, it will demand more. Ergo, hang on. Let me try to explain that a little bit better. I'm getting caught on my words here. If this does not go below this threshold, it won't be able to request more from the logistics vessels, because it'll constantly be supplying more hydrogen from the line. Ergo, the line is the priority input of hydrogen for this specific system. This line is what is the priority. So if I were to set this to remote demand, yes, it's immediately going to go and it'll fill. However, as it takes from this in order to give to other systems, it'll constantly be taking this first. It'll take this line first before it requests more. So from here, what we should be able to do is set up another interstellar station just over here to the side. And then what I'll do is I'll just take the... Actually, I'll just do all the way down at like 300 local demand. Min load of drones as well, jack that up already. And then we can set this to remote demand local storage via optical grating crystals. And then the graphene as well, local demand. And the hydrogen as well, local demand. And then the Casimir crystal, remote supply, local storage. And if I'm right, then that hydrogen will only ever be prioritized with this belt, and it'll only grab more hydrogen from the gas giant, ice giant, whatever you want to call it, the ice giant, and bring it here when it's required, which will then allow us access to our machines. So next up, we need 24 machines. Each machine is 4 hydrogen per second. So 20 per second would be 5. So 6 machines is 24 hydrogen per second. So we can do 1 hydrogen belt per 6 machines, essentially. And we need 24 machines. So what we can do is base this on a system of 6. So like there is 1 system of 6. And we can have the optical grating crystals, which I'll just put on one of these just to be safe. We can do the graphene for one of these. And then what we're gonna have to do, we're probably gonna have to get rid... Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of a solar panel or 2 or 3 here. Because we'll need 1 belt of hydrogen. And then that belt will stop here. And then we'll have another belt of hydrogen come out around the back and then go in its place for the next 6 machines. And then if we mirror this on the other side, we will get 24 machines with 2 systems of 12. That's my current thinking. And then, yet again, if I'm right... I'm saying a lot of ifs, and it's making me uneasy. I should be right. But if I'm right, I'm also going to use Mark 3s for this. If I'm right, this will be 24 hydrogen, this will be 24 hydrogen, and then 24 and 24, 48 and 48. Did I do my math wrong? Did I do my math wrong? 4 times 6 is 24. Each of these is 4 per second. No, it's 3 per second. So a 30 belt could run 10 machines, but we have 12 machines, so we're going to need 2 belts anyway, so we may as well just keep it like this. However, that is going to make my math better, because 3 times 6 is 18, plus 18 is 36. 36 plus 36 is 72, which means that my math is in fact correct, and we are in fact peachy keen. Which I'm very glad about. I got myself very nervous there for a second. I got myself very nervous that I did bad math on my sheet, which is very possible, and I have done it before. I have done it before where I've done bad math on my Google Sheet, and then I've gone to make a production line off of the Google Sheet that's wrong, and I get like halfway through the build, and I'm like, shit. these are wrong numbers. These numbers aren't working. Or, in a worst case scenario, I end up finishing the entire build, and then boom, all of a sudden, the build has a problem, and it's not working properly. And oh boy, let me tell you, that is quite possibly the worst feeling I have ever and will ever have in my life. Finishing something that took forever, and then finding out last second that it's wrong. That is literally the worst feeling I've ever experienced in a factory game. Obviously, I've experienced much worse feelings in real life, but anyway, we're not going to talk about that. And this will extend and cover everything. Then we just need power. And some of you may be wondering, Benji, why don't you use the power substations more often? And my simple answer to that is because of the fact that it is just too large, honestly. It is too large. So is our power grid suffering? No, our power grid's fine. I guess it's just the charge speed. No warpers as of yet, but that's okay. Also, I think I am gonna upgrade this just so that it filters out of the system faster and doesn't have any bottlenecks whatsoever while it's dealing with everything. And then I might not have enough time. I'm running out of time for recording here, so I can actually get this up today. By the way, yes, this is not past Benji, this is present Benji you're speaking to. Because I still don't see the space warpers coming in. I could just donate some of mine, because I'm not going to use them. So yeah, let me donate some of mine so that we can get this system working properly before I blueprint it. And then after it's blueprinted, I will show you guys that it is in fact working. And I know that our Space Warper production is working on Asada Astralis 4, it's just slow. Very, very slow. So I'll be back when these guys are back, we'll make sure that the system is working, and then finish up with the... Actually, the plane filters. These guys are super slow. One every 12 seconds. We need 72 machines for this. So, I know what's coming in here. We're gonna try to export titanium glass to this planet so that we can do the plane filters on this planet as well. Okay. So that's going to be an extra step that I have to go work out on Asada Astralis 4. But I will do that once these are back. So give me just one moment. And they're coming back in for a landing now. Here they are. Optical grating crystals are out. Casimir crystals are working. Looks like the hydrogen is flowing. And it does look like that is getting to the end of the belt for saturation purposes. And it does, in fact, look like my graphene hydrogen solution is working properly as well. Fantastic. So I'm going to sort out that titanium glass issue, and we will start making the plane filters on location soon. Alright, the titanium glass situation has been fixed. I simply went back to Asada Astralis 4 and plopped down a interstellar logistics hub instead of the planetary one that's in the blueprint. in order to get this working properly. So next up is our wonderful plane filter production, which I'm honestly going to do up here. And because of the fact that we need a whopping 72 machines for this, yes, you heard that correct, 72 machines. It is an insane amount of machines. If we divide that in half, it's 36, which would be 18 machines per, like, line. I guess you could call it a line. If we did 2 systems, which I think I am. I think I'm going to do it on a system of 3s. And it is just a 2 input to 1 output, so we only need these guys. And then I can simply place down another interstellar hub, or actually I'm pretty sure I have multiple interstellar hubs here already. No, I don't. But I can just go on ahead and do this and just match it. That'll be fine, because we're not going to need a huge throughput, so that'll be fine. And then we'll just need 18 machines on either side, so 1 all the way up to 15, which is then gonna clip belts. So let's get rid of the logic station. Yes, get rid of the logic station and place it 1 farther. And then go on ahead, get rid of all of these and do it all again. And just like the titanium glass, you guys have seen this a million times. It's just 18 long instead, because that's 15. And then 16, 17, 18. So it's literally just going to be this twice with 2 inputs, 1 output, and you've seen that a billion times. So I'm just going to do it. I will be back, and then we'll go back to Asada Stralis 4, do the blue chips, and end. Actually, I think I might save blue chips for next time, because like I said, I'm very much running out of time for this recording. So yeah, we're just going to finish up the plane filters and be done for today. Be back soon. And just like that, we have 2 systems of the blue plane filters fully optimized and producing plane filters. 6 per second. This is 6 per second. It's dumb. The late game production is dumb, the amount of machines that you need for minuscule numbers. And the amount of stuff that you have to input in order to get that minuscule number is absolutely insane. Like, this alone is 72 hydrogen per second to get these Casimir crystals. It's very dumb. It is extremely stupid. But for now, that is going to be all. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. Please have yourselves all a fantastic rest of your day. Get some sleep if you need to. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This video is in the bag, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later, y'all.